Saludos, mi gente, ¿cómo están ustedes? Antes de cualquier cosa, antes de yo entrarme al tema del boxeo, ¿verdad? Déjame decirles que acabé ahora mismo de trimear tenis, ¿verdad? Para ustedes. Y de ahí vengo corriendo para acá, porque el tenis se terminó ahora mismo. Y ya como pueden ver, el boxeo ya está, todavía no ha comenzado el equipo a pelear ni nada, gracias a Dios. Estamos en el momento donde los locutores están hablando de lo que viene próximo en este deporte, ¿verdad? De forma rápida, de boxeo y cosas. Yo quiero coger este momento también y aprovechar para decirle que fue una transmisión increíble. Tienen que verla ustedes en el tenis. Y con eso dicho, mi gente, tengo que decirle, como siempre le digo, muy buenas noches a todos y bienvenido a Juan SabeloTodo. Llegó la hora de ponernos los guantes para un segundo directo espectacular. Tenemos un choque que promete sacar chispa en el cuadrilátero de los Nueva York Attitude, ¿ok? Y están peleando contra los San Antonio Snipers en el día de este evento de hoy. Los muchachos de Nueva York van a tratar con muchísimas ganas de ganarle a los San Antonio Snipers, ¿ok? Y los San Antonio Snipers también prometen darle una tremenda pelea en este día de hoy de esta cartelera de boxeo. Y no solamente eso, sino que van a hacer un contragolpe que asusta. Esto tiene un aroma a un knockout de película, mi gente. Y recuerden que en el universo de Juan Sabelotodo tenemos 36 canales listos para ustedes, transmitido deporte también casi todos los días. También tenemos animaciones porque amamos la adrenalina y nos encanta compartir la emoción con toda la familia. Y no solamente eso, brindarle a ustedes un sitio a donde pueden ustedes ventilar, ¿verdad? Tranquilo y de una forma sana. Porque dentro de los 36 canales de Juan Sabelotodo, del universo de Juan Sabelotodo, no hay un solo canal que contenga cosas que no sean de acto para cualquier persona de la familia, hasta el bebé más chiquito recién nacido. Con eso dicho, les quiero decir tres cositas que me gusta decirles siempre cuando yo voy a comenzar, en lo que se prepara esto que ustedes están viendo. Están viendo esa estatua que está ahí, está en Filadelfia, en el estado de Filadelfia, y créanlo o no, es el tatuaje original de Rocky Balboa de la película Rocky. Con eso dicho, mi gente, lo primero que les pido es que me regalen un tremendo fuerte me gusta en el video ahora mismo para que no se lo olvide luego. Número 2, suscríbase al canal para que no se pierda ninguna cartelera, ninguna transmisión de deporte aquí en vivo con Juan Sabelotodo. Y número 3, escribe en el chat de dónde me visita, quién se llevará la victoria de hoy, si se lo va a llevar a Nueva York, se lo va a llevar a San Antonio. Pónganse cómodos y ajusten sus pantalones porque en esta pelea de hoy, que ya va a comenzar, viene mucho, pero mucho excitement. No puedo encontrar en español la palabra. Viene mucha emoción. Y con eso, mi gente, vamos a pasarlo aquí a los locutores del ring. Ok, entonces, no lo voy a pasar todavía porque todavía no están listos. Están en la preparación de la escena de bolseo, mi gente. Entonces, con eso yo quiero decirle, aparte de todo, déjenme en los comentarios cómo ustedes se sienten cuando ustedes participan en estos eventos de deporte que no solamente son gratuitos, que no tienen ningún costo para los bolsillos de ustedes, pero también si les gustan lo que están viendo en este cambio que está viendo en el mundo deportivo de los formatos de velocidad rápida, ¿verdad? Para la demanda que tiene el fanático de deporte hoy en día, que sean un poco más rápidos, un poco más cortos, que sea, usted sabe, eso es lo que está pasando ahora mismo en el mundo deportivo. Y aquí estoy yo, Juan Sabelotodo, en el mismo medio de este gran cambio en la historia deportiva, presentándole a ustedes y dándole a ustedes este tipo de carteleras de boxeo, carteleras de tenis, carteleras de hockey, carteleras de todo, de tipo de fútbol, fútbol latino, fútbol americano. Ya ustedes saben, adelante, porque Juan Sabelotodo cree en estar adelante, no solamente con las cosas que están pasando en el mundo del deporte, pero también en el mundo tecnológico, en el mundo de la educación, en el mundo de los cuentos, en el mundo de todo, mi gente. Por eso son 36 canales aquí en Juan Sabelotodo, para que ustedes se diviertan con lo que a ustedes más les guste. Y con eso vamos a pasar, que ya van a introducir los boxeadores.
Former Team USA boxing member and 2025 TBL Female Rookie of the Year, bantamweight jewelry, the Empress Rodriguez. Featherweight Jason Wallace, 12-time national champion featherweight Azariah Cottrell. Lightweight Sebastian Vasquez. Current NABA champion welterweight Charles Garner. Super welterweight Sana Akale. Middleweight Tracy Magruder. Heavyweight Travaris Labina Villa. Featherweight Chastity Roberts. Lightweight Sean Binks. Super lightweight Desiree Davila. Welterweight Frenzy Fortunato Sayam. Super middleweight Rafael Ibakwe. Light heavyweight Frankie Solomon. And cruiserweight Adrian Taylor. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the San Antonio Snipers. And now, Harris Casino, please welcome the NYC Attitude.
Well, Dave, you heard Ryan O'Leary, the head coach, talk about it at the very top of the broadcast. They are hungry for a win, going for their first victory since April 10th. They need it in a bad way.
Yeah, they really do. On the outside looking in right now, they've had the loss of Giovanni Estella, Stacia Suttles, and then the loss to Boston
the
on a late hit.
For the
so they need one magic moment.
And reigning Mega Brawl champion NYC Attitude are Ryan O'Leary and Benny Roman. Here is the starting lineup for NYC. 14-time national champion, bantamweight Natalia Samboteca. 2-time Golden Glove champion and current ABO regional champion, Alexander Castellano. Featherweight Abril Mulan Anguiano. Puerto Rican national champion, lightweight Jose Adriel Diaz Rodriguez. Welterweight Lionel Teza Santana. Super welterweight Lasha Gugliani. Middleweight Justin Figueroa. Heavyweight Edward Malord. Multi-time national champion featherweight Angelis Lopez Menendez. Multi-time national champion Ryan Pretty Boy Samboteca. Super lightweight Melissa St. Bill. 8-time Puerto Rican national champion super welterweight Ryan Pino. super middleweight Javier Martinez. Light heavyweight Shanna McColeman. And cruiserweight Trixlet Marius. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the NYC Attitude. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you all please rise if you are able to, as we honor America with the singing of our national anthem, being performed tonight by TBL alum and esteemed vocalist Nahir Albright.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Now here Albright with the singing of our national anthem.
Hey, when you're in Philly,
Mi
you get the
gente,
best.
y yo le voy a quitar a ustedes 5 o 10 minutos de su tiempo, porque ustedes saben que vengo del stream de tenis para el stream de boxeo, y de verdad necesito hacer algo y necesito 5 minutos de su tiempo. Excúseme, pero vengo ahora.
So this is our round to watch. The very first round, Zuri Rodriguez, Natalie Zempoteka. Zempoteka on your screen right there. She's in the green NYC Attitude fight kit, and Zuri Rodriguez in the silver trunks for the Snipers. Third person in the ring, David Braslow. And something that we're mentioning here, Dave, New York City 1-4. They're trying to find anything that could work here. They're going to have 4 new fighters making their TBL debuts tonight.
Yeah, and one of them, Justin Figueroa, who's a 14-0 fighter as a pro in the money rounds, and a couple other people that Amelia Moore mentioned to us earlier today. So, yeah, they're trying for that new look burst of energy.
Zuri Rodriguez in her second event in her second season. She won 2 rounds in her season debut against Dallas back on May 15th. Now a career 15-1 TBL fighters. She and Natalie Zempoteka aren't wasting any time getting familiar with one another.
Well, Zempoteka more familiar coming in with this type of style. She had a couple of wins over Natalia Castaneda, a lefty, in her last outing, and this is more of a style that she is comfortable with fighting. And she'll be trying to put pressure on. That will be her key against Zuri Rodriguez.
Rodriguez still trying to find the right measurement and close in on the distance against Zempoteka. It's really tough, though, because right there, I mean, there's a fencing jab element to what Zempoteka was just doing right now, but she's brought more to that over the first half of this first round.
Yeah, she's had a lot of power on her mind loading up. And when we see her in situations where she's had Rodriguez in the corner, take a good look at that. That's like a mini battle. Whoever comes out of that best may tell us a lot about who wins, because that's the opportunity zone for Zempotenko.
We talked about the amateur pedigree for both women. Jury Rodriguez, an 11-time national amateur champion. Zempotenko, a 14-time national amateur champion. And she has shown throughout this first round that if Jury Rodriguez wants to get inside the pocket with her, she's going to have some repercussions to pay.
There is a payment involved, a cover charge for her. And there's some good right hands coming from Zempotenko. And now Jury Rodriguez seemingly understanding the urgency to get inside.
Tell you what, this round could be decided over the last 25 seconds here.
Yes.
Good combo out of the clench. But David Braslow did not agree.
It's part of more aggression by Rodriguez trying to get to it.
Now there's a beautiful overhand right as Jury came in. And the round comes to a close. That's a close round.
If she wins, I think it's those three. Because it was a good round much of the way for Zempotenko, doing some good pressure, having Jury Rodriguez trapped here. And at the very end, it would be the best of Jury Rodriguez. She came in, she figured it out, and would do her best work, and now the judges will render their verdict.
TBL fans, the winner of round one by way of unanimous decision from the San Antonio Snipers, Jury Rodriguez. Round two at featherweight, San Antonio, Jason Wallace, NYC, Alexander Castellano.
So the judges from round number one, they appreciated the accuracy of the impact punches from Jury Rodriguez over the consistent pressure from Natalie Zempotenko. All in all, a very entertaining start.
Yes, it was, and also maybe the final 30 seconds for Jury Rodriguez when she was able to find another gear, and that was not an easy one to score. But now we've got a guy, I figured, excellent, kind of an underappreciated fighter so far in Jason Wallace, really settling in to become a stylish left-hander, and maybe somebody they're going to rely on.
Wallace, a 19-year-old Dallas native. He's a 5'10" featherweight.
Yeah, that is like, you have the ability to tower over opponents. Seen very few fighters like that. One going back many years ago, and that was Jeff Chandler. Jeff Chandler, a champion at 118 pounds from Philadelphia, and would be dominant having a reach down at that weight class.
You know, metabolism isn't even a thought in the body of Jason Wallace after that. Alexander Castellano, meanwhile, 4-6 to begin his TBL career. He's been a two-round fighter for the Attitude all season. Buffalo Boxer of the Year as an amateur.
Got a split with Rasheem Brown, which is good.
Good exchange between the two gentlemen right now.
And he's done his best work when he's unleashing the pressure you just described. That's his ticket. So we'll see for him. He wants to get that lead right hand home against the southpaw style. Keep your lead foot outside the lead foot of your opponent. It all sounds great on paper until you have to do it at a fast pace. It's much harder.
Right hand coming through from Castellano. Jason Wallace focused on the counter punching.
Castellanos is waiting for the one big shot, which he got about 25 seconds ago. But in between those, if you allow yourself to get out hustled, you won't get the full rewards of all your offense.
He has had a couple of clean, nice-looking shots, but nothing has followed.
And so you may love the one right hand he gets in, and then if you're following Wallace, you have 3 pop shots in between that. Will get a big reward for him.
But a counter from Castellano a moment ago.
They're both getting some pretty good work done offensively when they load up for their big shots.
Part of that combo connecting from Wallace. The left hand got in on the chin of Castellano. But that'll be another close round to score for the judges.
Yeah, if it's Castellano, you like the big shots. That will be his lobbying effort to get a victory. He scored some of those best ones there. And for Wallace, it was elusiveness, getting away from the counter shots, moving laterally, and especially in the last 40 seconds, his defense was real good.
TBL fans, the winner of round 2 by split decision from the San Antonio Snipers, Jason Wallace. The score, San Antonio 2, New York 0. Round 3 at featherweight, San Antonio, Azariah Cottrell. NYC.
Y tenemos las bellas del equipo de boxeo, mi gente, en el ring, enseñándole a las gente locales el round número 3. Y ustedes saben que me perdí los primeros 2 rounds. Gracias. Y aquí comienza el round número 3 con Cottrell.
Yeah, this round could have been an honorable mention in the round to watch discussion, because you have a lot of good potential with these fighters.
Cottrell,
we mentioned.
So Cottrell, que es la boxeadora que está peleando con las cintas azules, mi gente. Ya la hemos visto aquí varias veces nosotros peleando aquí en JuanSabeloTodo Deportes. Y es muy buena peleadora, es muy técnica, agresiva, y vamos a ver lo que trae ella en este día de hoy. Tenemos 4 boxeadores que van a hacer su primera batalla en el día de hoy. Uno de ellos tiene, creo que son 14 peleas profesionales, creo que son ganadas. Anyway, eso lo vamos a ver más adelante. Yo le aviso cuando se presenten esos boxeadores. Para que sepan que eso viene hoy aquí en JuanSabeloTodo Deportes. Y tenemos 1 minuto aquí con 50 segundos en el reloj. Tenemos a Abril, que está peleando con los guantes rojos del equipo los NYC, que viene siendo de la ciudad de Nueva York, con actitud, contra los San Antonio Snipers, los sicarios de San Antonio, más o menos. Ay, a menos que también se diga snipers en español, se dice así. Vamos para encima, mi gente. Y recuérdense que estamos en vivo y directo, que pueden dejar comentarios en el chat de YouTube, igual como lo pueden dejar también en el WhatsApp dedicado para este canal de JuanSabeloTodo Deportes. Pueden alcanzarme por ahí. Estoy activando ahora mismo el set, como ustedes vieron ahí. Activé el set para ver si cualquier persona está hablando conmigo. Lo tengo ahí al ladito, ok. Entonces con eso regresamos de nuevo a esta pelea de hoy. Tenemos 30 segundos en el reloj. Ahora mismo acaba de haber un intercambio entre estas dos mujeres.
knowledgeable enough to be able to kind of change your dynamic is so important.
In the final 15 seconds, what do you think prompted Cottrell to begin this round, maybe taking her time, operating at a slower pace?
Eso normalmente no es tan típico de Cottrell, ese pleito tan suave así que ella está llevando. Normalmente ella es más agresiva y más directa, pero no sé, como que está un poquito como lenta. Hoy puede ser que ya ustedes saben la situación, ya ustedes saben. No hay que mencionarlo, ¿verdad?
By Aguiano, did she have enough of those, or did the poise of Cottrell and the outside work do the damage? See, when she did get inside, one opportunity, that was one of the best shots that Aguiano was able to land tonight at the end. She did a good move to get in there.
TBL fans, the winner of round 3 by way of split decision.
Decisión dividida.
San Antonio Snipers, Azariah Cottrell.
Le dieron el round a 3 y San Antonio tiene 3 puntos a 0 para los de la ciudad de Nueva York.
So San Antonio jumping out to a 3-0 lead as we get going with round number 4. The lightweight Sebastian Vasquez, Jose Rodriguez coming up in a little bit. Round number 7. It'll be the TBL debut of Justin Figueroa, and Amelia standing by with Justin right now.
I am actually here with Javier Martinez. He is a former teammate of mine on Team USA. Very excited to see you on the roster tonight. Haven't had a fight since June 24. What brought you to NYC, man?
I've been trying to get a fight, but they haven't called me, so I said, why not? Trying to get some ring rust out.
Seize the opportunity. Are you with NYC Attitude for the rest of the season?
Yeah, we're going to Miami next week.
Very exciting. And, for people that haven't seen you fight in the TBL circuit, what is something that they need to watch out for tonight?
The aggression. I'm going out there.
So José Adriel Díaz Rodríguez, que ustedes están viendo ahí, que están entrevistando. O Javier Martínez, que diga Javier Martínez, que están entrevistando, es uno de los boxeadores de los 4 que yo le dije de hoy. So, él dice que no nos han llamado del lado de los boxeos tradicionales de 12 rounds y 10. So, entonces que se metió aquí, mientras que se activan, lo activan allá para estar activo.
You heard him talk about it with Amelia, and I think his mouth is watering at this point. He hasn't competed in a sanctioned bout since June of 2024.
Yeah, that will make you
so ya tiene un año. Mentira, 2 años. Tiene 2 años que no está activo y decidió venir a activarse aquí porque que la licencia la pierden si no están activos.
Jose Rodriguez in the green trunks, Sebastian Vasquez in the silver for San Antonio. He's 0-2 after debuting on May 15th, losing twice to Malik Lark. He has Rodriguez here later on tonight in the money rounds. He'll have Ryan Zapoteca.
And Rodriguez having lost his last 4, but excellent battles along the way. So they've been close. Both of these fighters have been losing lately, but have been close. So a little bit more in this last 40 seconds could put one of them into the winner's circle. It's up there.
Rodriguez catching air with some of those rights. Might have caught the chin of Vasquez in that exchange. Final 30 seconds of round number 4.
Y vamos a ver al intercambio aquí, pero todavía no han visto intercambio significado. Acuérdense que después de este round se va a pequeños anuncios de 1 minuto o 2.
Good job in this instance about being far away and not getting caught until these last shots when he got into the corner.
At the very end, Rodriguez letting the hands fly. We'll see what the judges think. San Antonio currently up 3-0.
Decisión dividida, mi gente.
From the San Antonio Snipers, Sebastián
Los San Antonio Snipers de nuevo
Vázquez.
tienen 4 puntos con ese punto que
The
acumularon
score,
ahí.
San Antonio 4, New York 0.
Ya ustedes saben que ahí no vamos a ir a los anuncios. Ustedes saben que no
4-0
nos puedo
San
presentar esos
Antonio.
anuncios. So,
Ah.
vamos.
Trueno retumbando en el ground, sangre, sudor, respeto en cada acción, orgullo en juego, corazón de campeón.
Ahí les presento de nuevo el WhatsApp de este canal para si quieren compartir con nosotros comentarios y cosas así por vía de su, porque están en su televisión o otro dispositivo donde no pueden chatear por vía del YouTube, pueden chatear por vía del WhatsApp. Siempre y cuando estamos en vivo, mi gente. Tiene que ser una transmisión que esté en vivo. Si usted está mirando la transmisión después que fue grabada, ¿verdad que sí? Entonces ahí no hace nada con mandar mensajes porque no estamos en el aire. Con eso dicho, recuérdense de que ya que están aquí, suscribirse, prender la campanita, asegurarse que tengan las 2 orejitas la campanita para que le lleguen los avisos. Pero no solamente eso, mi gente, sino que también compartan este canal con amistades en las redes sociales que usted necesita, y así puede invitar a su comunidad de otras redes sociales a que vengan y se unan con ustedes aquí en JuanSabeloTodoDeportes, y así se pueden armar los chismes. Y estamos ahora para el round número 5. Ya están entrando al ring y regresamos al boxeo.
So see how the styles make the fight here.
So you like the transitive property in all this?
Yes, well, we've seen a few of the upsets where it doesn't matter too, but I would say probably 2 times out of 3 it does
Y
matter.
tenemos a Charles Garner, que está
32-year-old
peleando de
Gardner,
los guantes
constant on the
azules.
sniper squad
Y
in his 3rd
tenemos
season.
a
Taz Colon, meanwhile,
Leonel
21 years of
Colón
age.
Santana, que está peleando
I
de los
like that.
pantalones verdes.
Transitive prop. Very nice.
It's always used in boxing. And like you said, it's not always a given. That's what makes it exciting.
Right, right.
There you see the resume for the San Antonio welterweight. Won a couple of regional belts in traditional boxing. He's 8-3 in traditional boxing. Trying to get to 500 in his TBL career with a win here. Right now, 16-17. One of those wins, a big swing round, like Dave mentioned, over Darian Castro on April 25th.
You know, when you see how good Castro has been in this league and how he's been emerging, you do feel good getting a win like that. And Garner, you know, an original member of TBL, veteran, so knows what he has to try and do.
Taz Colon stepped through with a good 2-punch combo. Garner answering back with the left hand. Good check left hook from Charles Garner.
Yeah, he's getting off
Buena
first.
meneo, bueno
First couple
bueno
minutes in this
intercambio
fight.
de
Interesting then
de
that he would
trompaje
switch to
entre
lefty
estos
when
dos
he's doing so
caballeros,
well.
Leonel Marco
Opens up the lead
Santana
right hand
y
for
Charles Garner.
Santana.
Quedan 59 segundos en el reloj.
Yeah, sometimes fighters just see something in there and they pick up on a key.
Well, upon switching to southpaw, Garner immediately landed a wide-range right hook, and there he had Taz Colon just walk into a straight left hand.
Be an angle you see as a right-hander and just instinctively try to get a different look as a southpaw to, let's say, throw the right hook instead of a straight right.
I mean, it feels like, Dave, he saw something that was so visible standing right in front of Taz Colon as he came back with a right hand against Gardner, but Right before that punch, Garner looked like he was extremely comfortable.
Well, that was the risk-reward scenario. He did something different, landed things, and then he paid the price for the one thing he could get caught with, which was the right hand, and it drove him back to being a right-hander. However, he did do good work. It's a southpaw, so I would say overall the gamble was probably worth it.
So a good scrap in round number 5. Garner will be in action in the 18th round. Right now, that's the only round of the night for Taz Colon.
So here you see the good action on the inside with Garner, then going lefty, landing the right from a different angle. And this was the bugaboo, the risk when you go southpaw, and Santana did catch him, but it did not lead to anything else. What about the decision?
Estoy un poquito estropeado, le digo la verdad, mi gente, porque vengo de un stream al otro y ya ustedes conocen mi situación.
The score, San Antonio 5, NYC 0. Round 6 at super welterweight. San Antonio Sona Akale. NYC Lasha Gurgliani.
Don't remember the last time I saw a 5-0 lead on the strength of 4 splits. That's how tight these fights have been. And if you're New York, you're thinking the law of averages has to go our way sooner or later.
So here's Sona Akale making his TBL debut against an experienced Lasha Gurgliani. 21-9 TBL record. And he's facing his second straight opponent making his TBL debut. Can he take advantage and get NYC on the board?
Well, Akale coming out with the classic aggression seen from many debuting fighters. 38 years old. Seen him in some past fights show a lot of heart, knock off undefeated fighters. His last 5 opponents were 43-2. They were not figuring that he was going to be the prospect, so he fights the toughest people.
Yeah, 38-year-old out of St. Paul, Minnesota, but stands at 5'7". So you see the frame, he has wide shoulders, a large back, and he is built against the taller Gurgliani, who has about 3-4 inches of height on him.
Now, Gurgliani at times for New York has come up with some big knockdowns, and in their winning efforts, they have often fashioned one of his explosive efforts. That will be a slip, but this is somebody they would look to, especially against a debuting fighter, to try and get some bonus points.
Queda 1 minuto con 30 segundos en el reloj. Estamos en el round número 6. Tenemos a Solo. Ese que no lo había visto. Para mí que ese es uno de los 4 que vinieron a boxear hoy. Yo no lo había visto anteriormente. Estamos hablando de
Muhammad Ali, Nico Ali Walsh, his first pro defeat.
Y tenemos a Lasha.
So he comes to win, that is for sure. And traditional boxing here in the single round battle.
And doesn't care if he's going against the built fighter. He's impervious to it. He comes on. He's been heavy-handed in this fight. He'll get his money's worth, and we're not seeing as much of the jab that we thought we might see from Gurgliani here. He's loading up with big left hands.
Time is called. Mouth guard. Absolutely. It didn't just pop out. But yeah, you're right. The head is about forcing Lasha to get hit or less hesitant than releases something. Right hand from Lasha sneaks in moments ago. Both fighters coming up in the air. This exchange. The 6th round starts to wind down.
No sé cuánto tiempo queda en el reloj, mi gente, porque ahorita quedan los 10 segundos ahí.
for both of these fighters. They have loaded up and seen something different. You see the opportunities that would have been there had they been able to get behind the jab first.
Well, the jab not invited to the party between Gurguliani and Nakali. And Nakali acquitting himself nicely in his TBL debut.
Mi gente, yo voy a coger un
Power
brequecito aquí
shots he's
porque
had, and
tengo
this is
algo medio
where
raro que no sé lo que es.
Lasha threw him down.
Regreso ahora.
No call there. Appropriately so.
TBL fans, the winner of round 6 by way of unanimous decision. From the NYC Attitude, Lasha Gurguliani. Round 7 at middleweight for San Antonio, Tracy Magruder. NYC, Justin Figueroa.
So this is an interesting matchup, Dave, because Figueroa, who is an undefeated prospect in traditional boxing, making his TBL debut. And the question is, will all that transfer over to TBL against a veteran in Magruder?
Very good question indeed. I live in the Atlantic City area and been familiar with the buildup of his fights, and he's been a main event fighter, attracting crowds to his fight. So he's been a headliner. Now he comes in there, and I think after you've been a headliner, there should be no nervousness when you come in as a debut fighter. So now it's just a matter of, can he react to this new style? And Magruder has been a feast or famine guy at times, but he can put you on the deck. We've seen him do that, get a knockout already this year.
5-3 record this season for Tracy Magruder. He's won 2 straight rounds. In his 3rd season for AC Bryant in San Antonio. Figueroa, like Dave mentioned, deeply embedded in the Atlantic City community. He is one of the star fighters right now in the local scene. Really wants to try and bring back boxing glory that was once captured in AC. Here's the question, though, Dave. It's his TBL debut. When he earns a stoppage win, we have seen Justin Figueroa performing the worm in the ring. Is there going to be enough time for that if he earns a stoppage in team boxing?
Well, that's a good question, and he would like to answer that. He's got a minute and a half to bring that into play.
I mean, it's get in, get out. Hit the show on the road. I don't know. Maybe it'll be appropriate if he is able to receive Fighter of the Night honors. Save it for the end.
But it's always interesting to see how the fighters like to market themselves, and if you're known for something. And we've seen the celebration for fighters after they win, so if they're satisfied, I would not be surprised if the worm did not wait until the end.
Seize the moment, right?
Yes.
Can Figueroa do that? As New York City's finally on the board, he's going to try and make it back-to-back victorious rounds for the Attitude, trying to play catch-up.
Magruder had a tough fight last time with Corey Cadd, the height and reach disadvantage, and he won a close fight. But he doesn't have that height and reach disadvantage here, and he's benefited from that. And now we're getting to see Figueroa sensing what he has to do. All of a sudden, the movement, harder punches. He's got some sea legs under him now in this format. Whether it's enough for this fight, we don't know.
They'll get back to it in round number 20. We'll see if there will be any added comfort level for Justin Figueroa as he gets through his first 3 minutes in TBL.
Take a look at how he tried to go about it. Magruder on the outside. This is the first time Figueroa took that position away from him. Magruder was doing a lot of this throughout much of the round, and then in the last 40 seconds, Figueroa got more comfortable with attacking. So let's see how it plays out on the card. and the next time they
TBL
fight.
fans, the winner of round 7 by way of unanimous decision. From San Antonio, Tracy Magruder. Our final launch round will be in the heavyweight division. San Antonio, Trevores Avina. NYC, Edward Millard.
Millard and Veen, this should be entertaining.
Millard is again making his debut in the league. It's been a revolving door at heavyweight for NYC in 2026. You thought they had a model of consistency in Dusan Velitic, but he hasn't always been available. And here's Millard, a 40-year-old heavyweight, originally from Brooklyn, now living near Philly. And you see the size of Millard, a 6'4" southpaw, going up against Trevores Veen, one of the more successful heavyweights in 2026.
And Veen has fought very tall guys and done pretty well. He got 2 wins in one night over Kai Brooks, who had 2 knockouts in one night. So he knows how to fight that long style. He might have just gotten stung.
Veen coming inside, trying to establish a presence against Edward Millard.
Millard had the presence of mind to try and follow the miss, try to make him pay. Good reactions by him.
A 7-1 record this season for Trevores. Try to come inside in a big way with that left hand. He's won 5 rounds in a row.
And he's been respectful of Millard in how he's coming in. He's not just wandering in because there's a big man waiting that can hurt him. He's trying to find the angles. This is where the referee needs to get involved and get us back in. So now we have something interesting with Millard pawing with the jab, perhaps trying to score some points, and Veen is waiting for the explosive moment.
Tried to go again with the overhead left, a couple of jabs reaching for Millard, and it helped him close the distance. And some impact shots now landing from both gentlemen, as there was an overhand left that finally landed from Veen. So accuracy has been scarce in round number 8, but a couple of connects raising the level over the last 15 to 20 seconds or so between these 2 heavyweights.
And you look at Veen, you can almost see he's ready to hold a press conference to say, I'm going to throw a big left hand here. He is aching to do it, but wanting to get the right position first. So this fight was an almost explosion.
Each fighter having their moments in the 8th round, and we're going to see how the judges score it. A lot of split decisions in the launch rounds. You want to keep that in mind. Also, these 2 will meet up again in round 16, so they'll close out the middle.
They went at it here. They went at it with power in mind.
So vamos,
pushing Veen
vamos a ver quién ganó el round. Vamos a ver la decisión de los jueces.
Took his chances.
Yo creo que va a ser por
good
decisión
work there.
dividida
Veen
porque
just
sinceramente
the would-be
estuvo
haymaker.
cerca.
Fans, the winner of round 8 by way of unanimous decision.
La decisión unánime.
From NYC, Edward Millard.
Se lo llevó
So how
Nueva
about
York.
that? Edward Millard.
También ese boxeador de heavyweight yo no lo conozco, no lo había visto anteriormente aquí. Para mí que también ese es uno de los 4.
Attitude hanging in there.
Yo creo que ya ahí ya están los 4.
Con
el que entrevistaron. Ese que el heavyweight ese y los otros 2 que estaban peleando ahorita.
Justin has it for you.
Y entonces vamos a... Ya ustedes saben que eso pasa ahora, los anuncios.
El ring encendido, se siente el peso de lo vivido. Esta noche pelea, la arena va a temblar. Dos esquinas listas, nadie se va a rajar. Guantes al aire.
Tenemos también a los Phoenix contra los Houston, que van a estar peleando. Déjame yo ver si ya me lo pusieron aquí en donde yo reviso los streams míos. Déjame ver. Te dejo saber ahora en unos momentos. Vamos a ver cuándo.
Se prueba quién tiene valor. Esto no es un juego, esto es boxeo real, donde el alma grita y no existe lo normal. Golpe tras golpe rompiendo el dolor, cayendo y subiendo.
Mañana, mi gente, yo tengo tenis mañana. También tengo boxeo. Van a estar peleando los Dallas Forces contra los Ángeles y Lete. Ya ustedes lo han visto, yo lo he transmitido por aquí. También tengo el domingo. El domingo también tengo boxeo. El domingo es a las 9 de la noche. El sábado es a las 8 de la noche. El tenis es a las 5 de la tarde. Está hablando de tiempo este. Tengo tenis también para el día para junio 10, junio 12. Tengo boxeo junio 12, mi gente. Tengo tenis junio 13. Tengo boxeo también el domingo que viene, que cae el día 14. También el sábado tengo lucha libre, mi gente. Y tengo, mi gente, tengo basquetbol, baloncesto de mujeres que vienen por ahí también, para aquellas mujeres que les gustan su deporte de mujer. ¡Wow! Pero esto es... Arrancó la Liga de las Mujeres de baloncesto, mi gente.
JuanSabeloTodoDeportes.
Porque esto está... Oh, pero ven acá, ¿y cómo va a ser eso? Ah, pero son varios juegos. No, yo no voy a poder streamearlo todito, ¿no? Porque mira, a las 3 de la tarde, a las 5 y a las 7 de la noche el sábado, y a las 9 de la noche el sábado 13. Y el domingo 14 otra vez a las 3, a las 5, a las 7 y a las 9. No puedo cogerlo porque yo tengo a las 5 tengo tenis y tengo después eso el día 13. Ah, pero puede ser que el día 13 yo pueda, déjame ver. El día 13. Sí, yo puedo. El único que yo no puedo poner es de las 5 de la tarde.
Siente el tambor, late más fuerte dentro del corazón. No hay vuelta atrás, no hay condición. Aquí se prueba quién tiene valor. Esto no es un juego, esto es...
Pero yo voy a esperar por si acaso va y me ponen bolseo para esa fecha también. Mejor yo espero porque todavía puedo esperar.
Escuchando la voz de la gloria eterna, llamando tu nombre, dejando tu historia grabada en los hombres. JuanSabeloTodoDeportes presente en la acción, sintiendo cada golpe dentro del corazón. Round tras round la historia se escribe, cada golpe dado es prueba de lo que vive. Caer y levantarse, esa es la misión. El ring decide quién tiene el corazón, mirada fija, nadie quiere caer, el público puede decidir más. No hay rendición, no hay marcha atrás.
Y estamos aquí repasando
Esto no es un juego, esto es boxeo real. Donde
las peleas de los primeros 8 rounds.
golpe tras golpe rompiendo el dolor, cayendo y subiendo.
Estaba hablando de hoy, mi gente, por ese caso.
Esto es lucha sin fin, donde el miedo muere cuando entras al ring. Sudor en la frente, mirada feroz, solo uno se queda.
¿Lo veis? Yo se lo dije a ustedes que ese era uno de los 4. Son Milá es nuevo. Ok, entró nuevo a la liga.
En la acción, sintiendo cada golpe dentro del corazón. En la lona o de pie, se define quién eres. No es fuerza solamente, es lo que tú quieres. Dolor en el cuerpo, pero firme la fe. El campeón verdadero.
En el round 16 van a pelear de nuevo. Edward Millar contra Travis Vigue.
JuanSabeloTodo, Deportes. La campana suena, termina el combate, pero el nombre queda, nadie lo borra, late en cada historia, en cada campeón. JuanSabeloTodo Deportes, vive en el ring, vive en la canción.
So, vamos a comenzar ahora con los rounds del medio de esta cartelera de bolseo de hoy, mi gente.
JuanSabeloTodo Deportes.
Roberts, NYC, Angeles Lopez Mendez.
Angel Reese Mendez, the green fight kit right there.
Tenemos
Entering
la mujer
at
entrando.
15-8 in her TBL career. 6-1 on the season, and Chastity Roberts is in her second go-around after picking up a win in her TBL debut on May the 15th, beat Naomi Young.
And she was feisty in that. Came out and let the hands fly. And against Mendez, maybe she'll have to be a little bit more schooled. We'll see. Among Mendez's highlight, a nice win earlier this year over Camila Panada. So she's picked off some pretty good fighters en route to this nice record.
So San Antonio opening up the middle rounds with a 6-2 lead. Justin Shackle, Dave Bontempo, Emilio Moore with you. As San Antonio tries to improve to 4-1-1. New York City, meanwhile, trying to keep their playoff hopes alive. A win would give them a big boost in the postseason hunt. They enter tonight at 1-4.
Take a look at the key numbers here for Lopez, and inside this ring here, she is trying to hunt the body, and for Roberts, she would like to keep that jab in the face of Mendez to halt the advancement, and that's the plot line early on here.
Roberts has shown good movement. She's not standing right in front of Mendez. Determined to not be a standstill target for the TBL veteran.
Now, we saw Roberts opening up with both hands in her last, but she'll need the jab, and she will need to cultivate that for further success in the league. And Mendez sending that message clearly with some of the right hands that are getting in here.
It was a good one moments ago from Mendez. She wound up, didn't catch the entire body with that previous right hand. Snuck in a right hand to the body.
With nothing distracting her on the way in, we're seeing Mendez get closer, sit down in her punches, and try to load them up more.
Yeah, there's a difference in the ferocity of punches between Roberts and Mendez. It's very visible.
And Mendez is in a power zone here. She's got Roberts trapped, trying to go to work with heavy punches. And for all these New York fighters, one big shot,
like that one,
if it can deliver a knockout or get the referee to stop it, puts them right back even. So we're still within one knockout of being all the way back.
No, there's a series of right hands where Mendez has really fallen into a rhythm, and that one stood out the most. kind of zigzagged the chin of Roberts. Mendez showing she is a level above Chastity Roberts to open up the middle rounds. There's another right hand that lands for Mendez.
And she was real hungry in the second half of that fight. Right, so Mendez knew that there was nothing coming at her with the jabs. It's a pouring jab, so it only lets her walk in and do what she wants to do. Get in tight and then unload the hard stuff. Nothing coming back, boom. Good right hand. And this was one of the moments where it looked like she could be on the verge right there of entering a knockout possibility. It was late in the fight, though.
TBL fans, the winner of round 9 by way of unanimous decision, Angeles Lopez Mendez. The score: San Antonio 6, NYC 3. Round 10 at lightweight. San Antonio Sean Bates, NYC Ryan Zemboteka.
So a chance here for NYC to keep closing the gap. They were down 5-zip at one point in the lunch rounds, now down 6-3 as we get a first look at the night of Ryan Zemboteka in for 2 rounds, taking on Sean Bates here, a pair of lightweights going at it. And Amelia, Dave and I were highlighting both Ryan and Natalie Zemboteka right at the top of the broadcast. In your eyes, how has Ryan grown as a young fighter, but also as a elder statesman in this league?
You know, I've seen it, especially from last year to this year. He's really kind of taken into that role of being a leader within his team. Also, I mean, he's had some really tough fights in his weight division, and I mean, he's had standout performances. He's been tested a little bit, and I think that this year has given him looks to be able to kind of move into that. You know, it's like the door opens, you walk through it or not.
Yeah, because what's interesting about that, too, with the loss of Stacia Suttles and Giovanni Estella, it's even more incumbent on someone like Ryan to step up.
100%, Dave. I couldn't agree more. And again, you know, like I said, it's that door opens. Do you step up to the call, or do you just kind of hang back and, you know, don't be a team member?
I love that. It becomes a time where you got to make a move.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter what your age is. I mean, this is a 21-year-old, and you can argue that, hey, this is a lot of pressure for a young kid to try and be a team leader, a leader of men and women. But he's stepping up here in 2026.
The time has come, and we talked earlier about Azariah Cottrell being showcased in round 24. To give her training in case it's all on the line one night, maybe in a playoff match, and she'll be the one that they'll have to go to. So it's always nice to see the opportunity for fighters to grow and then how they grow into it.
And something, I had a chance to speak to their father earlier. Their mom and their 2 sisters are actually here tonight, you know, supporting both Natalie and Ryan. So it's an awesome thing to see. It's a full family unit.
Love that. And make the trip down from upstate New York.
Yeah, it's one thing when they come to the fights and it's in the neighborhood, but when they take a road trip, it does mean a lot more, puts a special emphasis on the night. And if he can get some work done, he can get his team right on the verge. And this is a fight going back and forth.
Left hook sneaks behind the guard of Sean Bates, 24-year-old. Season number 4 for him. He's been on and off in Team Boxing League.
Bates didn't have the swarming lefty coming at him like Manuel Sangroni.
Oh, there's a great sequence from Zemboteka to close out the bell and the round.
But he did walk into some turbulence at the end of that. But these last punches, it just seems invariably, when we have seen the fighters land with just a couple seconds to go, a big one. More often than not, they're getting the calls. Shows how tight the fight was leading up to that point. And that might be the separator. We'll soon find out.
TBL fans, the winner of round 10 by way of unanimous decision. From the NYC Attitude, JuanSabeloTodo.
Nueva York.
The score, San Antonio 6, NYC 4. Round 11 at super lightweight. San Antonio Desiree Davila. NYC Melissa St. Bill.
Well, round by round at this point, that large lead from San Antonio is evaporating. Only up 2 now after 3 straight round wins by NYC. And I mean, a knockdown at this point will tie the score.
And that's really important that you fall behind and you don't panic, because that's a good-sized lead. And you're not coming back with a knockout that gets you right there. You're coming back the long way. And New York City has done that. And you know St. Bill is going to bring everything.
Yeah, 42 years young, Melissa St. Bill, former world title challenger. I think she only knows one gear. And it's impressive to watch the motor again at 42 years of age.
Might be variations of the gear, fast and faster. And she is trying to put it all the way up there. She's also talked to us about good community projects that she's involved in as she's come along. She's really done a lot for her community. Davila had to go against the taller Denise her last time, who was able to get splits on her. So the style's different for her.
Las dos están tratando de coger lo más puntos posible en esa esquina. Vamos a ver.
Davila 0-2 after making her debut on May the 22nd. These two are going to face one another twice tonight.
That's good right hand from St. Bill. And
another one.
She pops in another shot there.
St. Bill, a Haitian native, but she's called Brooklyn her home for most of her life. A pro career that began in 2007. Went 15-4-4 in traditional boxing, and again, challenged for multiple world titles. As another right hand connects, and down she goes. Davila tasting the canvas, and what do we talk about? A knockdown could tie it. There it is.
New York all the way back. And a chance to go ahead because there's time to work.
Plenty of time for Melissa St. Bill. 40 seconds to go in the 11th. Bringing NYC all the way back. And now they're looking for more. And maybe a stoppage is being sniffed by St. Bill.
Got 30 seconds to go. Recent weeks, we've seen more stoppages resulting in 4-pointers than actual knockouts, because the fighters make a good case and the referees are right on top of it. And this is the chance for St. Bill to make the same argument.
St. Bill staying patient, staying disciplined, not putting herself in a precarious angle or position, shooting the shot, then getting out of the way. But she picks up a knockdown in the 11th, and that will tie the score. The lead for San Antonio completely evaporates.
A lot of credit to this New York team for coming all the way back, and this is the shot that did it. A combination of a punch, a little bit of a nudge too, but she's getting hit with it. The left hook helped, and there you go. On the canvas, we are tied up, and to the credit of Davila, she didn't get knocked out. Kept it to 1 point bonus for New York, and we will start again.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of round 11 by way of unanimous decision, 2 points going to the NYC Attitudes, Melissa St. Bill. The score is even at 6. Round 12 at welterweight. San Antonio Frenzy, Fortunato Saya, NYC Pino.
So with the Snipers and Attitude notched up at 6 apiece, entering round 12. It's an opportunity for someone to step up and create more separation. St. Ville so far able to tie it up with an 11th round knockdown.
I'll tell you, Ryan Pino, among others, has a real motivation not to let the judges be deciding it. He's 2-5, has 2 splits, losses along the way, and in a loss to Dislan Gainza, he had a shocked look on his face after that. So the graphic telling you what New York City just accomplished with that knockdown to get even. But here's a guy trying to put them up.
Over the first 10 rounds, as Saya lands a quality left, everything was decided by the judges' scorecard. And then the knockdown awarded Melissa St. Ville 2 points. So all of the points scored add up for your team. 1 point via judge's decision. A knockdown is 2 points, 2 or more knockdowns, 3 points, and a stoppage or a knockout, 4 points toward the team score. Right now, a 6-6 tie.
And you know, this being a team score, you're rooting one another on. That New York corral is electrified with what they've been doing. It's a rally. It's not just we're coming. It's a rally, fighter by fighter, and you're all there for each other. And one of the sweetest things on a team sport is when the team gets on a run.
Catching himself out of position, regrouping. Now banging away with Saya in front of him. Frenzy Saya came through with an overhand right. Looked like a slip, but it is called a knockdown by David Braslow. We're going to see on a replay if there was a punch that landed. But here, Pino picks up a knockdown in the 12th round.
We talked about that excitement and the contagious feeling. It's there for New York.
And maybe that's woken up Saya.
Yes.
Be careful. He has some bad intentions with these throws, but up close, he's also leaning in with his shoulder.
Pino just missed capitalizing on that with a right hand. And you can see the human nature aspect. You got dropped, you're mad, you come out angry and fast.
Pino used that to his advantage. Perhaps Saya leaves himself susceptible, maybe being a little over anxious as he's trying to do too much following that knockdown. As it stands right now, New York City's going to take the lead, Dave.
2 points, and how many people would have thought that when it was 5-0? But 2 rounds in a row here with the power for New York. And this is arguably their best run of fights the entire season, what we're seeing right now. All right, so let's take a look. The big moment, a miss. Right hand, you make them pay. Gloves touches, instantaneous. The miss.
I see.
Left hand that definitely landed.
Referee right on top of it makes the call instantly. Rhino Pino said, I like this. 2 for me.
Unanimous decision. 2 points going to the NYC Attitude. Ryan Pino. NYC now leads San Antonio 8-6.
8-6 se le fueron adelante en Nueva York ahora. Con ese knockout que se produjo ahí. Y ya ustedes saben que vamos a los anuncios. Vengo ahora.
Round tras round la historia se escribe. Cada golpe dado es prueba de lo que vive. Caer y levantarse, esa es la misión. El ring decide quién tiene el corazón. Mirada fija, nadie quiere caer. El público grita, se siente el pasión. Siente el silencio antes del final. Un último golpe puede decidir más. No hay rendición, no hay marcha atrás. Solo el más fuerte se va a quedar. Esto no es un juego, esto es boxeo real, donde el alma grita y no existe lo normal. Golpe tras golpe rompiendo el dolor, cayendo y subiendo con fuego interior. Esto no es un juego, esto es lucha sin fin, donde el miedo muere cuando entras al ring. Sudor en la frente, mirada feroz, solo uno se queda escuchando la voz de la gloria eterna en la llamando tu nombre, dejando tu historia grabada en los hombres. JuanSabeloTodoDeportes presente en la acción, sintiendo cada golpe dentro del corazón. En la lona o de pie se define quién eres. No es fuerza solamente, es lo que tú quieres. Dolor en el cuerpo, pero firme la fe. El campeón verdadero nunca deja de creer. Yeah. Boxeo, JuanSabeloTodo, Deportes.
Comienza
La
una
campana
vez, round
suena.
13, mi gente.
In his TBL debut, this is the third of 4 new fighters for New York City.
So, este
And it has to be
tercer
awfully
boxeador
comforting to
de
enter the
4
ring
nuevos
while your
boxeadores
team
que entraron
is just passing the baton here.
Yeah, that's a very
al
good feeling to
torneo
come in. Could take
de
a lot of
estos
pressure
equipos
off. He's 7-3 with 4
de
knockouts
boxeo profesional.
outside TBL, and comes into a situation here where everybody is up for.
¡Oh! ¡Knockout!
Welcomes himself to Team Boxing League.
¡Knockout! ¡Wow! ¡Qué derechazo! Lo cogió ahí totalmente de sorpresa, casi lo tumba otra vez.
Could be a matter of time with the ferociousness from some of these punches from Javier Martinez.
We mentioned his 4 knockouts on the circuit away, and Bakwe had gotten dropped in his last fight, and he's there as a target to be dropped again.
Uy, casi lo tumban otra vez. ¡Ay, ay, ay, ay! Está poniéndose peligroso esto. Y Bakwe está en problemas. Todavía tiene la rodilla floja.
This is his first sanctioned competition in 2 years.
Well, and that's the way you dream about the early going of it. When you come back in and you're able to drop your opponent.
There's another left hand
Otra
that
vez.
comes through cleanly on Bakwe.
Now the question is, can he finish this out in a 1-round format? The Bakwe looks like he's got his legs under him now, so Martinez would have to nail him again to start this sequence.
Came through again with that right hook. Javier Martinez trying to make everybody remember his TBL debut here in Philadelphia.
47
That
segundos todavía quedan
left
aquí en
hand,
esta
if he
pelea.
can tighten that up a little bit, there's a very good chance he could get that home.
More connections here from Martinez. And a good check right hand. It knocked Bakwe back here. I don't know if it hurt him per se, but he stumbled back. 20 seconds to go as we've seen a number of impactful shots from Javier Martinez in his first TBL round.
Javier Martínez, este es su primera vez en equipo de boxeo, que no es primera vez boxeando porque es un boxeador profesional activo en los que se llama boxeo tradicional.
It started with Edward Morlard, and now we've seen the power right away of Martinez.
Me gustaría saber de qué gimnasio.
Boom.
¡Oh!
So couple of newcomers indeed have come up big.
Knockout!
And you don't know until you put them in the lineup. Big shots.
TBL fans, the winner of round 13 by way of unanimous decision. 2 points going to the NYC Attitudes, Javier Martinez.
Y ahí entran las bellas de este cartelera de bolseo a introducirle a la gente local el round número 14. Como pueden ver,
NYC Sean McColeman.
So McColeman and Solomon, light heavyweights, going at it here in round 14 as New York
tenemos a
City
Frankie Solomon.
will enter the 14th round up by 4 here, leading it 10-6. And we saw Charles Gardner for San Antonio win in round 5. At the time, the Snipers had a 5-0 lead. Gardner's going to be back here in the money rounds. There are going to be some significant money rounds. Gardner's going to be in there. Right now, he's in there with Emilio.
Peleando para los Nueva York.
Charles, you've spoken very publicly about mentoring in
Y
your life outside
Frankie
of the ring.
Solomon
You know, doing
peleando
so, how do you
para
really
los
just kind of
San
help shape
Antonio
your
Snipers.
career in boxing
Esto
and
está
what you do
peligroso.
for your boxing
Pero este
journey?
equipo de Nueva York le está tirando
I feel like
bomba.
It shapes it because
¡Eh,
my dad
bomba!
is so personable and good
¡Bomba!
person. So like
Casi,
the kids,
casi, casi,
something gives me
casi.
motivation to keep pushing even when like training camp hard or life is hard outside the ring. Because a lot of people don't understand, like, it's not just what's in the ring, it's what's happening outside the ring in your personal life that could stop your career from going forward. So me training the kids and helping the community and helping shape them and mentor them also helps motivate me, because when I was younger, I didn't have that. I didn't have somebody really there completely. I had at least like 3 solid people for sure. But outside that, you know, it's negative influences all around you. So I'm glad that I get to be like a
Podemos ver, Nueva York tiene 10. Recuérdense que Nueva York comenzó perdiendo 5-0. 5-0. Y ahora son ellos los que están ganando por 4. Que yo me los hallaba raro, pero yo le voy a decir la verdad. Esos gimnasios en la ciudad de Nueva York están llenos de boxeadores tremendos y buenos.
And I just want to show her that she can be whatever she wants in life as long as she just go through the trials and tribulations with a smile. Because when you see me, I'm always smiling, whether I'm in the ring or whether I'm outside here or whether I'm cheering for my friends or even like any type of trials and tribulations I face, I'm always smiling.
Amazing. Thank you so much for sharing
Un
your
minuto
journey,
en el
share a little
reloj.
of your story.
Charles Gardner back in the ring in round 18 coming up as round 14 is winding down between Solomon and McColeman. And this is some stretch, Dave, for New York City. If you go back to their last 2 events, they scored 9 total points against Las Vegas on May 16th, 11 total against Philadelphia. Here we are in round 14. They've reached double digits.
And 3 2s in a row. Not a bad little poker hand going for them right here. 3 straight fights where they've gotten knockdowns and surged ahead. So they have made a 9-point turnaround. They were down 5. They're up 4 with a combination of the power and stringing rounds together. This is by far
14 segundos en el reloj y suena el aviso de los 10 segundos ahora.
And it's featured several newcomers. Again, Edwin Millard at heavyweight. He's come through. Javier Martinez. Melissa St. Ville not necessarily making her league debut, but this is her 2nd event of the year for New York City.
All right, so some highlights from that last round as New York is trying to pad its lead and San Antonio trying to quell the fire, because just like New York was behind, hey, they're one big punch away from turning things around too.
TBL fans, the winner of round 14 by way of unanimous decision from the NYC Attitude, Sean McColeman. The score, NYC 11, San Antonio 6. Round 15 at cruiserweight. For San Antonio, Adrian Taylor. NYC, Trichlet Marius.
Adrian Taylor has been one of the most dependable fighters on this team, and he got a win to pull out the tie that they got against Houston in the last fight. So he's a money fighter, a pressure fighter, and they need him now.
And San Antonio needs a win here in the middle rounds. They're at risk of being shut out. 6 straight rounds won by New York City. 7 overall if you go back to the launch rounds. And this is another newcomer, Trichet Marius, a decorated amateur for NYC. So it's no gimme for Adrian Taylor.
No, Marius 4-0 mark, a 2-0 mark, 2 knockouts as a pro. So it's big time go big go home for him. In the meantime, Taylor is one of the point leaders in this division. Money Powell, who we've seen have a great year, and Taylor has assumed his place there as well.
And 8-0 mark in 2026. With Marius making his TBL debut, 28 years of age out of Brooklyn. Nicknamed Scarface. Babyface 28-year-old. That's a good thing.
Yes, it is.
He was considered one of the top heavyweight amateur talents in the U.S. Had a high national ranking of #2 in the U.S. Known as a big pressure fighter with some heavy hands. We've not seen that pressure just yet in the first half of this round.
And he's facing a guy with the 8-fight win streak and one of the top fighters now in the league this year. So you would expect some turbulence for him to do that, and he's gotten it. And you also see how he's trying to get closer, measure the situation, see when he can explode. And you certainly get the idea that the more he's doing this, the more comfortable he's going to get.
Good countering from Taylor. Taylor trying to make a move as he steps in. Dangerous position there, put his head down.
Going against a taller fighter and strong fighter, he has to be cautious, and he's been very smart with this. And that's a veteran move there. You don't like what was open to you, get your punch in and tie up.
Just in case it becomes relevant, Dave, these two are scheduled to meet in the very final round of the night, number 24. But it's also extremely rare in team boxing league to see one team in a 5-point deficit come back to lead at 5 points.
Yes, it's been unusual to see a team get
un equipo está perdiendo por tantos puntos que regrese para atrás y que entonces sean ellos los que estén liderando el evento como está pasando aquí.
So it's been quite a package for New York, and in its speech at the top of the show, fighters look like they got that.
Oh.
TBL fans, the winner of round 15 by a split decision. From NYC, Trichet Marius. The score, New York 12, San Antonio 6.
Nueva York se fue encima por 6 puntos ahora.
So the Brooklyn product comes through with a win.
Round 16, our final medal round will be in the heavyweight division. San Antonio Trevorez Fiend, NYC Edward Millard.
Vamos a ver aquí.
Millard started this. Yeah, the round to watch, and Millard started this run for New York back in round 8. San Antonio was threatening to pull away. It was also 6-1. He came up with that win over one of San Antonio's top fighters.
I mean, the Snipers are 3 minutes away from being completely shut out in the middle rounds.
And this is the team that is 3-1-1 against the team with 1 win. So, you know, week to week, You take a look at the subtleties and the improvements.
Tenemos aquí los heavyweight,
New York
gente,
right
recuerden,
now
puede pasar cualquier cosa aquí.
has to be
Yo le
happy. You think they have an
aconsejo
attitude
que
now?
este es
Or
boxeador
they
nuevo
sweep the
también.
middle range?
Edward Millar es nuevo. Nuevo al equipo, mi gente, nuevo al equipo, nuevo a este nuevo formato de
for these
boxeo.
events. Look at the size difference
Y
between
este
Dean
hombre
in
es
the orange trunks
bastante
and Millard,
grande.
the 6'4" southpaw
Oye eso.
in the green trunks.
Entonces es sur. Entonces tú 6'4" de altura, mi gente.
Is
Está
evolving.
fea la
At
cosa
first
para la
it looked
foto
like it
aquí.
would be
Para
Kai
Vivo.
Brooks' personal division. Then Veen takes that away, beating him twice and then emerging and going on a win streak. And now, looky here, a newcomer to the fray, and
¡Ay!
getting a lot of attention now.
They
Casi,
punched with
casi.
one another a moment ago. And it sent Veen back on his heels. Tries to fight through and get inside the pocket on Edward Millard.
How circumstances change. In round 8 when they fought, you're thinking, can New York stay in it? Now they fight again, and 8 rounds later, can San Antonio stay in it?
You're seeing Veen kind of go for broke because he's been unable to crack the inside code with Millard. What does he need to do other than maybe go for broke with those overhand lefts?
I think first thing is do a little bob and weave. He has to be willing to take the first gamble to get into punching range, because if you do it from long range, you'll get countered with him. So it has to be step, come right out, explode, and punch. And the first decision has to be to commit to coming inside, taking the big risk, avoid getting hit, and then go. You could try some lateral movement there to try and steer Millard into trouble, but the first thing, he has to get inside unscathed, and that's not easy.
And now we're noticing it's been a while. Right on point, there is an overhand left. I was saying he had been trying to throw that shot because it did seem like Millard finally timed it up with a counter.
Yeah, when you have to do so much work just to get into punching position, it's a formidable task to then win. And he went to load up that big left hand, and Millard got there first with his right. That did not happen when he fought Kai Brooks. So Millard puts up an excellent effort, maybe even better than his first one.
And on this night, it is 40-year-old Edward Millard ruining the perfect season of Trevores Veen.
And the right hook gets in again, the good hard left hook, and these are heavy punches. These are not things that you can easily bounce off of, so it made Veen have to be more of a craftsman when he'd prefer to be more of a slugger.
TBL fans, the winner of round 16 by way of split decision from the NYC Attitude, Edward Millard. At the end of the middle rounds, NYC.
So bring out the brooms if you're New York for the middle rounds. A rare sweep. The Attitude with their finest effort of the season. A 7-point lead before we come back for the money rounds. And here's Justin with more.
Hey, it's great to have you with us for TBL today. And here's how you could tell fans where to catch us, as Team Boxing League can be seen on a number of different platforms. Now you can watch us on MSG Networks, the Gotham Sports app, and Spectrum Sportsnet, as well as on our home network, Envoy Fast. Plus, the full season of Encores are on Envoy TV every day. Just download the Envoy app. Connected TV users with Samsung, Apple TV, Amazon Fire, Roku, and LG devices can download the TBL app and watch both live action and play previous matches on demand. TBL is also seen on YouTube, the TBL app, and in Spanish on the Estrella Network.
campana suena, termina el combate, pero el nombre queda, nadie lo borra, late en cada historia, en cada campeón. JuanSabeloTodoDeportes, vive en el ring, vive en la canción. Yeah. Boxeo. JuanSabeloTodoDeportes. Yeah. Luces bajas, el ring encendido. Se siente el peso de
New York City lead after they went into the middle rounds trailing 6-2. They shut down San Antonio, and it's the debut fighters, these newcomers, that are making an impact for the Attitude.
That is the most impressive middle rounds display I've seen in this league. Doubly impressive because this is a team that has had its back to the wall and really needs to have this victory. Down 5-0. What a run by the NYC Attitude. Newcomers, everything going their way here.
And it was the middle portion of the middle rounds that produced some of these swing rounds, and we take you through our round highlights, starting with round 11. Melissa St. Phil, she is not a newcomer to the TBL, but this is her second event this season for the Attitude, and she picked up the first stoppage of the night, or the first knockdown, I should say.
Yeah, the first of 3 in a row for New York, and put the team really practically all the way back. The good right hands here, and that created the knockdown. Left hook helping out with that, and she gets 2. It could have been more, but you know, at this point, New York City was rolling.
Yeah, that tied it at 6 at that moment, and then in round number 12, Ryan Pino taking on Frenchie Saya. This is where NYC took the driver's seat.
Yeah, and Pino along the ropes. Is he in a defensive position? No. Gloves hit. Good sneaky shot. We're seeing a lot of fighters master some of this quick stuff off the ropes and get a 2-pointer, and now New York City was rolling.
It was the check left hook for Pino. Next round, the 13th, the debut in Team Boxing League for Javier Martinez, and right out of the gate came the cannon.
Here he comes. He knew that the fighter he went up against had been dropped in his last fight. He says, I will return the favor to you. Get it, make it 2 in a row. That big left hand, he was looking for it the rest of the fight. Oh, he has a good one there. And that, 3 straight fights for New York. And remember, they're doing this against the 3-1-1 team, one of the top fight teams in the league. And this is a run for the ages right now for New York.
That's the middle round scorecard on the bottom of your screen. All New York City. They shut down San Antonio 11-zip in the middle rounds to take a 7-point lead here into the money rounds. But now we're going to see some repeat rounds that featured fighters from San Antonio getting their hand raised, so it's going to be very interesting. And in fact, our round to watch here, round number 20, Tracy Magruder, Justin Figueroa. That's a rematch from the launch rounds. In fact, the last round that the Snipers won.
Yes, and at the end of that one, we were wondering what will Figueroa do the next time they fight, because he found his aggression in the last 30 seconds of that. We had no idea at that time that we would be saying this now, but that is quite a run for New York, and this is a guy who can be another one that they try to get on track, because this has been a real outpouring from the newcomers.
New York City down by 5 at one point. They now take a 7-point advantage into the money rounds. Let's get them started with Ray Flores.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time to begin the money rounds between the San Antonio Snipers and NYC Attitude. Round 17 at light heavyweight. San Antonio Ricky Solomon. NYC Sean McCollman.
Solomon McCollman going at it yet again. They were in action not too long ago, round 14. This is one of the quicker turnarounds you're going to see in Team Boxing League. And of this stretch in which New York City has taken 9 consecutive rounds, you could say that this round might have been the closest between McCollman and Solomon.
I would agree with that. It was one in which it was a very tactical battle, and we did not see the explosiveness, so it was close. And, you know, we've seen McCollman in the past show power. He scored what he thought would be the would-be knockdown for New York against Boston, but because a late hit was added, he was disqualified, and NYC lost. So he has the pop.
McCalman's round win broke a 4-round skid. And like Dave mentioned, been with some tough opponents. This is a fighter that has had a good track record in traditional boxing. Goes to show that it won't automatically translate into TV.
No, we have so many wonderful examples, and we were talking earlier in the feature that you know, fighters find their stride, and they have some rough spots and they get over them. As we see McCalman going back and forth, southpaw and right hand, looking to see what he will be comfortable with. Has half the round to work.
Están trabajando los dos boxeadores aquí, pero tú viste que entraron ahora, mi gente. Franklin Solomon entró agresivo porque parece que quiere coger puntos para poner al equipo que no estén perdiendo por tantos puntos, que están perdiendo por 7 puntos ahora mismo. Los San Antonio Snipers. El equipo de Nueva York comenzó lento, pero después cogió el control total de esta cartelera de hoy.
Maybe we can regroup and start over from there.
It is a pretty quiet bullpen right now for the Snipers as Solomon eats a massive right hand from McCalman. And he ate it well.
You can spit it out. And then McCalman gets in position to throw another one. But this has been an effective aggression display for New York, and what has been its string of pearls going way back to round 8.
Ahí está el aviso de los 10 segundos.
The right hand to the body from McCalman. It was a cleaner round.
Yo creo que San Antonio se lo llevó.
Maybe a bit tougher to score, in fact.
Yeah, Solomon got some good work done.
Coleman también trabajó buen ahí, pero yo creo que se lo llevó.
Trying to answer what McCalman had done. That was a sweet uppercut that got in. As you said, eaten very well. San Antonio, they're trying to will this victory home.
TBL fans, the winner of round 17 by way of unanimous decision from NYC, Sean McCollum.
Se lo llevó Nueva York.
New York leads San Antonio 14-6.
Se lo llevó Nueva York.
Round 18 and welterweight, San Antonio.
Ay.
Charles Garner.
Eso sí fue una loquera. Regoso que se joda un pie
10
en esa brinca que
round
dio
victories
aquí,
for the NYC Attitude. And here in round 18, it's a meetup of Pino and Gardner. Two fighters that were victorious in their respective first rounds tonight. So someone's going to face defeat for the first time this evening. Garner won all the way back in round 5. At the time, San Antonio took a 5-0 lead.
Yeah, they were running away with it.
Y está ahora por 8 ganando.
He might be thinking, yeah, I gave this team a 5-0
El equipo de Nueva York, la Attitude.
And this is what I come back, and it just
La
happens
ciudad de Nueva York.
once in a while on a team where the bottom falls out, and in this case, the other team just gets red hot.
Pino coming away victorious over French Isaiah. Again, recorded that knockdown. Really, when looking at it in slow motion replay, a beautiful check left hook that rocked Cyrus.
El boxeador de San Antonio está tratando de confundir
if he's on the ropes. Look what he can do.
A Ryan Pino haciendo unos aguajes ahí.
And some accuracy there from Pino. Gardner's now won 2 straight rounds. Bumped his record up to 4-2 with that victory earlier tonight over Taz Cologne. Well, a victory here in the entire event, it would give New York City a big shot in the arm in the playoff hunt at this point.
Yeah, we said at the top, they get a victory, and they're in the playoffs if they were to begin tomorrow. So they go over a lot of teams, and they get magical number 2, and important as to who you beat.
Varios puntos ahí,
in this case, San Antonio is a tie, so teams being deadlocked at the end of the year for them would be unlikely. But you put yourself in position with your other teams you face, you know, those matches will be big.
Pino letting his hands fly, has had multiple sequences where he's just letting them go. And a good step in left hand recorded by Gardner. 45 seconds to play with here in the 18th round. 10 straight rounds won by Ryan O'Leary's New York City Attitude. And another land from Gardner. You know, Gardner, we talk about effective aggression. He looks like the fighter that wants the round. I mean, Pino could feel like he's in control, but there's certain movements and motions and maybe even some showmanship where he feels like he's in control. I would debate that.
Yeah, Gardner has come forward and he has been workmanlike and businesslike with how he's come after this. This is extreme hunger from one of the leaders on the San Antonio team.
So did Charles Gardner perhaps break this string for San Antonio? We shall see.
Here's how he tried to do it. Get on the inside and then work, take a step back. That was good. Good veteran move. Take just enough room back so that he could score. And he avoided the hook that Pino had fired in his last round for a knockdown. Eats a little bit of leather here, but it was in his eyes. I'm not going to be denied. Let's see if the judges agree.
Gentlemen, the winner of round 18 by way of unanimous decision from San Antonio, Charles Gardner. The score, New York 14, San Antonio 7.
Tal vez deja de relajar, ¿verdad que sí?
Round 19,
vean que se relaja,
San Antonio Sona Ali, NYC Lasha Gurgliani.
So Gardner snaps the string of 10 straight rounds lost by San Antonio. He gets one back, and now a 7-point deficit. Could that spark this rally in the money rounds for the Snipers? They need something miraculous. Second meeting of the night between Akali and Gurgliani. Lasha won it by split decision back in round 6. Now 22 in his TBL career.
If you're New York, you're thinking just a couple individual wins with 6 rounds to go. You'll be okay. And if you're San Antonio, let's just try to get one first. Get another one. Somebody step up for power. Somebody get us in position where we could be able to get home with a knockout. Oh, and a big left by Lasha.
I'll tell you what, Dave. Akali, his base, he was dug into his heels. That caused that punch to look more effective than it might have been.
Quédate que te voy a romper la nuca. Estamos en el Super Waterway ahora mismo con Zona Eka y Lasha
and Gurgliani also somebody with a wide stance, and the arcing punches that that he throws, and when he's gotten his knockdowns, it has come from those. So he's looking to load up the one shot and smart enough to get out of there with the jab. The other thing with Akali being this wide, you have an option if you want to, if you go on it, to really charge in and find positioning and aggressively seek a power shot.
There's a left hand and knocked back Akali. in that first round in which these two fought, it felt like Lascia Gergliani was being a bit more respectful of some of these punches that Akali was throwing, but he wasn't this wild in the first round.
No, and he was doing better to the body in the first round. So here, the punches are wide, not quite landing. Gergliani did nail him with a good left hand, and nothing happened. Akali also could eat rather well. He took a good shot.
Ninguno de los dos boxeadores se han metido en problemas. Quedan 35 segundos.
Good
Se
exchange
sale
between
de
the two
rincón,
fighters along
se
the
sale de
ropes.
de estar
Punches more
ejecutado de ring.
controlled from Akali, and it'll lead to action like that. Another right hand from Lascia.
Yeah, Akali was cutting off the ring, but Lascia also caught him in a moment of inactivity and scored.
Los últimos 10
Round winding down.
segundos.
Oh, Akali getting caught up between the ropes, his neck between the top and the second highest rope. Well, a lot of action between those two.
If Gergliani gets it, it will be his ability to move in and out and do things like this. He scored some, and then he covered up and didn't get hit with the full counter. He would get his in, even though that one glanced off the neck. And good right hands in like this, but he didn't get caught clean with anything big. And we'll see if the judges agree with that.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of round 19 by way of unanimous decision. From the NYC Attitude, Lascia Gergliani. The score, New York 15 to San Antonio 7.
Otra vez por 8.
Round 20 at middleweight, San Antonio, Tracy Magruder. NYC, Justin
Peso
Figueroa.
mediano aquí. Tienen a
Regardless of
Justin
the
Figueroa.
score, these are some of the side
Yeah,
stories that
Tracy
we've been
Magruder.
following, and what adjustments will we see? We saw Figueroa step up his aggression in his debut in the final 30 seconds of the first round. Didn't get the call. I wonder how this carries over now.
This is our round to watch. Magruder and Figueroa, their second tangle of the night. Magruder was victorious in the 7th. Figueroa, one of those fighters making his TBL debut, acquitted himself nicely despite taking the loss. Good left hand thrown by Figueroa.
Este round que está bien pendiente.
And Magruder might be one
Puede
of San
pasar algo
Antonio's
bueno aquí en este round,
best
mi
power
gente.
hopes. He may
No
try
se vayan para ningún lado.
to load up and gamble, even if he gets caught.
Here in the 20th, Amelia is with San Antonio head coach A.C. Bryant III.
Coach Bryant, so Charles Garner was able to kind of break that losing streak there. You were given some instructions. Tell us what's going on here in this current round.
Listen, it's just simple boxing. Small mistakes make big chances, big opportunities. We're giving opportunities away. We need to take those opportunities back. Other than that, look, NYC is a great team. Anybody in Team TBL, it's any given weekend, any given Sunday. Every team, the record doesn't matter. You got to beat them that day. We still got to do what we got to do to be one of the best, the defending champions. There's a reason why they're defending champions. We're trying to come in here and take it from them.
So just going off of what's going on right now, Tracy Magruder had this fight against Figueroa before. Figueroa didn't seem like he really understood the pacing. Tracy Magruder did. So with that, he's still kind of dictating what's going on.
Listen, wherever you go, that's where you're at. We are at this position right now, and we're going to either make it or break it. That's the bottom line. Tracy knows exactly what to do. He's the best 160. I've never seen him lose a round ever. I've only seen him in stolen round. Look at that. Smart boxing. Didn't get hurt. Is he going to be able to give it back? Yes, he's going to give as good as he can. Understand each round, every second, we need to win. There's no, that was a push. That was a push.
Thank you, Coach. I appreciate your insight.
One shot, one kill, baby.
A.C. Bryant III talking about his team giving away opportunities.
Yeah.
Talk about giving away opportunities, but in the middle of all that, again, 10 rounds consecutively won. You have to imagine their spirit was broken at some point.
I think also it goes to his second point about any given night, anything can happen. The NYC team has found itself here tonight.
And Figueroa turning it on in the last minute here in the 20th round. Good showing. Look at this combo by Justin Figueroa.
Yeah, he's figured out some of the nuances of TBL, something we were looking to see if he would do.
He is laying it on thick. Tracy Magruder in the final moments. Yeah, raise your hand, young fella. Rightfully so. We'll see if the judges agree.
Now some heavy duty stuff that he did there, and this is the quintessential: you fight once, you learn, you come out a second time, and you do your best. Well, Magruder had some very good work done early to the body and then shoved back. AC Bryant helped the referee make the non-call, and then this was Figueroa's vintage moment in TBL, that combination, and let's see if he's rewarded.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of round 20 by way of unanimous decision from NYC, Justin Figueroa.
There it is.
Oh, there's the worm. 16-7. Justin Figueroa picking up his first TBL victory, and NYC in complete control. Final 4 rounds when we come back. Closing in on the final 4 rounds of the night, New York City in complete control, up by 9. 16-7 the lead. Round 21 coming up. Let's go back inside the ring with Ray Flores.
Round 21 at lightweight, San Antonio, Sebastian Vasquez. NYC, Ryan Zaboteca.
Vasquez won his first round of the night. Zaboteca won his. So they meet here in the money rounds with New York
Estamos
City
en los últimos 4 rounds ya de esta cartelera. Se han producido varios knockouts en el día de hoy, mi gente. Como ustedes vieron,
going through here to the money rounds.
No me siento muy bien, entonces ha estado un poquito down en el ámbito hoy, se le perdono si estoy un poquito medio bobo.
Coach Ryan, what an incredible sweep in the middle rounds. You guys just continue to keep pushing this momentum. Coach Benny literally said, you want to see us pull a rabbit out of the hat, leading those launch rounds, and indeed.
Look, we've been down, we've been behind. We've never been 1-14 before. The team was down. We're trying to rally them. It was tough. They just needed to see that they could still do it. We know we have the team. We know how deep they are. And just letting their hands go once we got a couple of rounds behind us, that was it. That's all we needed. Now they're all fired up. Look at them all standing. They're going nuts. We're ready to go, man. We're going to make a whole run to the end.
You guys have brought in a bunch of new talent. I mean, I think I saw 4 new names, including Javier Martinez and then Justin Figueroa. I mean, where did you find this new talent that just really solidified some gaps?
Benny pulled those ones out. Benny pulled those Justin and Javi out. I talked to them, and they were down for it. You know, we didn't expect those guys to be down for it. You know, they're in a good place in their careers. Well, Javi had a little layoff, but Justin's in a great place in his career. You know, bastante. He was all for it. He was like, let's go.
Vázquez ganó ahorita como
She was
salió.
into it, so we jumped at the chance, and then we picked
Ganó
up
su partida. Vamos a ver si aquí le
He's only got
produce.
2 pro fights. We only got 2 amateur fights, and he's got all the skills we needed.
Definitely looked good against Adrian there. He made his pro debut today. He's one of my guys, so I'm happy for him.
Jim, he's an amateur champ, but you know, he was so nervous. The two of them were so nervous, and they both fought 2 of the biggest vets in the league. I mean, Trevor's and Adrian are 2 guys who've been around the longest, have the most fights here, and these guys stepped up and won, and now you can see the confidence is high.
Yeah, amazing new additions to the team. Thank you so much for Benny and Coach Ryan for jumping on the mic with us.
Quedan 54.
Thanks so much, Amelia. That's a great point that Ryan O'Leary was making between Edward Millard and Richland Marriotts, who we're going to see again before the event is over in round 24. They were making their debuts, but they were also stepping up against some of the most experienced fighters on the card tonight.
And it's pretty savvy to pick up the talent, and then you have to put them in a tough spot, so you find out right away. You look at what came over Figueroa. Yeah, I really like all the parity in the league in the middle of the standings that we have seen this year. We've seen Phoenix step up and win to get to number 2, and they had to have it. Boston, a dominant performance on the road. And now we're seeing New York closing in on victory number 2. The teams in the middle are really taking their turns, having some big nights in this league.
And he also talked about a fighter of the caliber of Justin Figueroa. And this is a kid, this is a prospect who is rising in traditional boxing, an unbeaten record. His manager, Jolene Mazzone, she knows what she's doing, navigating careers. And this is a guy who has a fringe top 100 ranking according to the BoxRec algorithm. He wants to stay busy.
And he's just a nice new discovery for this team, which is having its breakout night.
Things fairly quiet on that sniper's bench. A little bit different from New York City.
TBL fans, the winner of round 21 by way of unanimous decision. From NYC, Ryan Semboteca. Round 22 at bantamweight, San Antonio Jewelry Rodriguez, NYC Natalie Semboteca.
Well, truly a premier round with the score notwithstanding. Julie Rodriguez, Natalie Semboteca, they battled to a close round in the first round of the night. And Julie Rodriguez, she landed some impactful, accurate shots. And it offset the busy pace that Semboteca operated with.
You know, way back in round number 1. And now Rodriguez will try to get through that quick jab here.
Vamos a ver si Rodríguez
Semboteca
se pone la pila aquí para coger un punto
stalks just as
al
she
equipo
did
de ella, porque
the first time. And the battle line is right there. That sneaky quick right hand by Rodriguez. And she catches one on the other side.
suena como una bebé ya diciendo el nombre Natalie, ¿verdad que sí?
Go back to last year when they're on. They had some of the biggest blowouts in the league last year when it was their night. And their one previous win this year, 20-4 over Houston. So when this team puts it together, they are as scary as any team in the league. So the question for them is, can they get it all together on nights when it matters?
It really started to come into question following their last 2 matches because they were a pair of lopsided defeats. And to your point, you don't often see that from this team. From what Ryan O'Leary was saying, he said, you know, we've never gone to 1-4 in a season so far. And you're right. I mean, they beat the brakes off of Houston on April 10th, 20-4. Here, they obviously are in a double-digit commanding lead. So is this something that gets the ball rolling for New York City? Minute 5 to go here in the 22nd round.
I think this will turn this team around. An emotional roller coaster like this, they'll look at those 10 fights in the middle, say, look, this is us. I mean, that's a rallying point. Not just that you win, but how you win. And what you do for some highlights along the way. And Zempoteka making a bid just as she did in round 1 with pressure. You don't want me to swarm, you have to take that away from me. And there was a good left hook at the tail end of that forward-moving surge by Jury Rodriguez. Zempoteka took away the jab and made Jury slug with her. Jury may get the nod, but in a different type of a way if she does. It was guns blazing here for both women. Zempoteka swarming, and Rodriguez gets to her at the end of the fight with some of her best work.
Round 22 by way of split decision. From
Decisión
the
dividida,
San
vamos a ver.
Antonio Snipers, Jury
Se la llevó San Antonio
Rodriguez.
Snipers ese punto.
Our penultimate money run will be
Y
in
entran
the
las
super middleweight
mujeres de
division.
ella para
San
introducir
Antonio
el round
Rafael
a
Ibakwe,
sus fanáticos locales que
NYC
están allí mismo.
Javier Martinez.
Vamos a ver,
We talk
tenemos a
about possibly
Ibakwe otra
padding
vez y
the
a
lead.
Javier Martínez. Recuerde que ahorita
Javier
se
Martinez
produció
had
un
Rafael
knockout
Ibakwe on
entre
shaky
estos dos,
ground and multiple points
donde
in their prior
Ibakwe
round tonight.
cayó redondo, le dieron
We'll see what
entre
happens
la
here in
quijada
round number
y el
23.
oído.
Martinez recording a knockdown in his first 30 seconds in team boxing weekend. Ibakwe coming out more aggressive.
Yeah, which opens up the risk ladder for him too, because he's right in the path of that shot that dropped him the first time. See the difficulty in going against a taller fighter who can punch.
To your point, Dave, you know, Ibakwe came out a little bit more aggressive than he did last round, obviously wanting to try to get that back. And I feel like Javier came out, Martinez is coming out just a little bit more cautious, but realizing with that pressure, he has to box. He's got to stay off the line because Ibakwe is so strong.
Ibakwe trying to be right in Martinez's office. The question is whether he eats that left hand along the way.
Again, Martinez in his first action in 2 years tonight. Ibakwe kind of pushes him out of the airspace. It's in a jab as well. This is a more in control Ibakwe in this round.
And he'll stay there unless he eats a big shot like that one. They say that that's
a low blow.
Take a look. We didn't see a knockdown call. We saw a break, and they'll give him time to recover.
Ricky Gonzalez holding off Javier Martinez. get some extra time here. How much time as he needs to recuperate. Let's take another look.
So here's how he gets down low, and then head gets pushed down a little bit, and then he gets drilled.
Back to it.
Y Bosco le dio una derechazo,
City
un
on
derechazo
its
ahí
way to picking up victory number 2
a
of the
Javier
season.
Martínez.
A minute to go here in the 23rd round.
Again, Mbakwe tried to cut off the ring, but wearing the right hand that can get there first on him.
Good sequence between the two fighters, both punching with one another in that corner. You hear AC Bryant telling Trouble to put that work in. Rafael's nickname is Trouble.
Casi le da el aviso de los 10 segundos, faltan 5 segundos para avisarle.
He's a second-generation Nigerian-American. Lost his father in a robbery.
Ahí está el aviso de los 10 segundos, vamos a ver.
And his father was the disciplinarian of the family. And when his father passed, Ray said he didn't really have a care in the world. He was acting up, he was getting in trouble. And his mother decided to send him to boarding school in Nigeria. And then he said just being around other kids who didn't have facilities or didn't know their parents made them appreciate everything that he did have. But it was that period where he kind of earned that nickname.
Yeah, and part of the personal seasoning makes you a better human being. As it comes to the end of this fight.
Fans, the winner of round 23 by way of unanimous decision from the NYC Attitude, Javier Martinez. Our final money round will be in the cruiserweight division. San Antonio, Adrian Taylor. NYC, Trichlanta Marius.
Adrian Taylor.
24th and final round of the night.
Este es el último round de la noche,
What's
mi gente.
turned into a laugher for New York City.
Go figure, down 5-0 to come up with this type of a consistent rally. It's going to be
And you don't want to overlook that story tonight between the newcomers, and especially in the upper weight classes. Millard at heavyweight, Trichlet Marius here. They went up against two veterans who are having a lot of success lately.
Yeah, you able to beat Magruder and Adrian Taylor, the heart and soul at times of this San Antonio team. Also has Nagy Aguilera, you didn't see tonight, but powerful force for them. So, yeah, we see momentum surges with teams, and if you look ahead, New York has Miami and Boston. Now that Boston one could be real significant. They both
Aparentemente hay un
have 2 wins, and who knows what might be on the line when they face each other. Besides the usual trash talking, which is always fun.
Of the fighters who were making their debut tonight for New York City,
and the one loss was reversed.
That coming with Justin Figueroa. Was able to avenge his launch round loss to Tracy Magruder here in the money rounds in the 20th round. Like Dave said, the Attitude will enjoy a nice bus ride back up to New York City with this victory in tow. If you look at it the other way, San Antonio coming off the draw with Houston, now falling to 3-2-1. And they have a chance to separate themselves from the middle of the pack in the league to try and bounce into the upper echelon. But that stalled quickly here after being completely shut out in the middle rounds.
Yeah, they still have Philadelphia on their schedule along with Dallas. So, you know, there's quite, in the course of a season, quite a few turbulent rises and falls with a lot of teams in the league. And now all of a sudden, New York, you're looking at a team that could very well be a mid-pack team. And in the playoffs, if we see this again from them. I mean, they didn't do it against a bottom team in the standings. They did it against a team that at one point we thought was 3-0.
TBL fans, the winner of round 24 by way of split decision. From the San Antonio Snipers, Adrian Taylor.
So Taylor wins via split decision, and that wraps up a lopsided 18-9 victory for the New York City Attitude. They improved to 2-4 after taking down San Antonio. Back to wrap it up after this.
Y se van a los comerciales.
Cuando entras al ring, sudor en la frente, mirada feroz, solo uno se queda escuchando la voz de la gloria eterna llamando tu nombre, dejando tu historia grabada en los hombres. JuanSabeloTodo Deportes presente en la acción, sintiendo cada golpe dentro del corazón. En la lona o de pie se define quién eres, no fuerza solamente lo que tú quieres, dolor en el cuerpo pero firme la fe, el campeón verdadero nunca deja de creer. Yeah, boxeo, JuanSabeloTodoDeportes. La campana suena, termina el combate, pero el nombre queda, nadie lo borra, late. En cada historia, en cada campeón, JuanSabeloTodoDeportes. Vive en el ring, vive la canción. Yeah, boxeo, JuanSabeloTodo Deportes. Luces bajas, el ring encendido. Se siente el peso de lo vivido. Esta noche es pelea, la arena va a temblar. Dos esquinas listas, nadie se va a rajar. Guantes al aire, se siente la tensión. Es guerra en el ring, pura determinación. Desde la campana suena el primer round. Golpes como truenos retumbando en el ground. Sangre, sudor, respeto en cada acción. Orgullo en juego, corazón de campeón. Respira hondo, siente el tambor. Late más fuerte dentro del corazón. No hay vuelta atrás, no hay condición. Aquí se prueba quién tiene valor. Esto no es un juego, esto es boxeo real, donde el alma grita y no existe lo normal. Golpe tras golpe, rompiendo el dolor, cayendo y subiendo con fuego interior. Esto no es un juego, esto es una lucha sin fin, donde el miedo muere cuando entras al ring. Sudor en la frente, mirada feroz, solo uno se queda escuchando la voz de la gloria eterna llamando tu nombre, dejando tu historia grabada en los hombres. JuanSabeloTodo Deportes presente en la acción, sintiendo cada golpe dentro del corazón. Round tras round la historia se escribe. Cada golpe dado es prueba de lo que vive. Caer y levantarse, esa es la misión. El ring decide quién tiene el corazón. Mirada fija, nadie quiere caer. El público grita, se siente el poder. No hay distracciones, solo conexión entre mente, cuerpo y determinación.
Y ahora estamos en los VIP, ahora la presentación de los premios a los boxeadores de la noche. Vamos a ver cuáles son. Aquí están las 3 estrellas de la noche.
San Antonio Snipers Bantamweight,
Rodríguez, como siempre.
Number 2 star, NYC Attitude.
Número 2, Melissa.
Balance of Nature, number 1 star, NYC Attitude Super Middleweight,
Javier Martínez.
Round of the night, round number 20.
Round de la noche.
Against Justin
Magura.
Coach Benny, Coach Ryan. I am stepping on someone. Man, 16 of your 18 points came to you guys after the launch round. At any point, did you feel nervous about what was going on in the ring?
Well, first of all, shout out to San Antonio for coming out here. They got sniped. But we had to come up with a little bit of attitude. You know, we fell back in the launch round a little bit, but our team knew that we had to step it up.
I'm not going to play a politician here. I was so nervous. I was so upset. I couldn't take it. I was sitting there with my head down, but I knew these guys, if they just got one win, we'd get it all back. We'd fire them up. They just needed
Yo estaba nervioso, yo no voy a ser político aquí. Yo estaba nervioso porque comenzamos perdiendo bastante mal, 5-0 y estábamos nerviosos. Yo estaba nervioso, yo no soy político, así como mi compañero. Nosotros vengamos de atrás para adelante. Yo siento que nos juntamos mucho aquí a nosotros siempre. Y es verdad, Rodríguez siempre está en la estrella. Rodríguez es una de las personas de seguir en la carrera de ella porque creo que va a ser una tremenda gran boxeadora cuando le den el chance a ella de pelear por los dineros de vuelo de las profesionales.
And just preparing for the fight, I know we had a little tough cookie coming up, so you know, we just do what we do best. We box and go from there.
And then going into that second round, you knew that she was going to up the ante because, you know, that's what the two of you do. You're seasoned, high-level, you know, amateur athletes, now professional athletes. You landed a beautiful overhand left that connected. Kind of, how did you decide to manage that? You know, your dad said, Paul said, I told her she's going to need some time. When you made your debut into the season to today, I feel like you really, I mean, you just really felt, you looked like you really settled
Ustedes
in.
me van a disculpar con la traducción aquí porque estoy teniendo problemas con el audio.
You seem to handle it very well.
I just want to thank God first, and she was very strong, and I just had to get back in the ring and feel myself again, but I felt good. Thank you.
Yo me metí en el
And
ring
with
de
that
nuevo y me
beautiful
sentí
hook that you
bien.
landed, you sent her right to the canvas. She was off balance. She took it. Did you see that being set up, or was that something that just kind of, in the heat of the moment, you were able to execute?
It was something that I was working on in the gym, and I just did what I
Fue
was
algo
doing
que
in the
estaba
gym
trabajando en
before
el
the
gimnasio y
TBL.
lo puse en práctica aquí.
Thank you, ma'am.
Team Autism, Kayleen Vasquez is the reason. Kayleen!
Thank you, Miss Samuel. Javier Martinez. Oh my gosh, we had the opportunity to be able to have an interview earlier, and you said.
Vine con mucha hambre.
I got so excited and
Me puse
shout out to my
estaba
opponent,
tan
but
emocionado con el
he had it
training.
coming.
Beautiful precision. I mean, you were selecting your shots. It was great to see. I mean, just such high-level boxing, man. My friend, it's great to see you back in the ring. But you kind of already said it. But how does it feel to be back?
It feels great. It feels great. I got that ring rust out of me, and I just can't wait for it to happen again.
We will see you very soon. Excellent to see you back in the ring. I'm thrilled. I'm excited. And Justin, back to you.
Thanks so much, Amelia, and congratulations to Javier Martinez. 2 years in the making there. So a great sign there is New York City is victorious 18-9. Hey, tomorrow we head to the Lone Star State as Eric Sanchez and the LA Elite travel
esto se ha
westward
terminado
to
en el
take
día de
on
hoy.
Ocean Dyro and the Dallas
Ahora
Enforcers.
vamos
It's
a
24
enseñar los
rounds of
mejores
3-minute
momentos.
action,
Vamos a ver.
all starting at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. Team Boxing League. New York City victorious 18-9 in a laugher over San Antonio.
Ahí
NYC
vieron
picks
el
up a
knockout ahí.
valuable win number 2.
Otro
on the
knockout
season.
aquí.
For Dave Bontempo,
Otro
Amelia
knockout
Moore,
aquí
our entire
también.
TBL crew, I'm Justin Shackle.
Y
We'll
mira
talk to
aquí
you tomorrow
este.
as Week 11 rolls on.
Bailando. Como ustedes vieron ahí. Y entonces nos veamos, mi gente. Y nos vemos mañana. Sabemos que tenemos juego mañana, ¿ok? Y cuídense, mi gente. La pasen bien.
Lucha sin fin, donde el miedo muere cuando entras al ring. Sudor en la frente, mirada feroz. Solo uno se queda escuchando la voz de la gloria eterna llamando tu nombre, dejando tu historia grabada en los hombres. JuanSabeloTodo Deportes presente en la acción, sintiendo cada golpe dentro del corazón. En la lona o de pie se define quién eres. No es fuerza solamente en lo que tú quieres. Dolor en el cuerpo, pero firme la fe. El campeón verdadero nunca deja de creer. Yeah. Boxeo, JuanSabeloTodo, Deportes. La campana suena, termina el combate, pero el nombre queda, nadie lo borra, late en cada historia, en cada campeón. JuanSabeloTodo Deportes, vive en el ring, vive en la canción.